power so bright, harnessing the elements in the name of the gods we fight. Zeus decided Hephaestus to meet her, and Aeolus by our side to save the world.
Hey guys, Stellar Christoph here for another Elestrals video. This one's going to be kind of different. There was a recent ban list today, so we're going to go ahead and go over it. You guys will see this the day after the ban list comes out, but I want to go ahead and let you guys know from my perspective the ban list, what I think on it, and what I think is going to be for the future of the metagame of Elestrals. Now, as you guys know, I am your Thundercaster, especially with the Elestriad. I was your Thundercaster. I do like water, I do like fire as well, but everyone knows me as the Thundercaster. You guys can kind of see I got Zaptor here right in front of me. I like the ban list. I'm all for it. I think it makes sense. The way my games have personally gone, it makes sense. So please be open-minded about it. And please, in the comment section below, let me know what you guys think about this recent ban list. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. So there was one card in particular that had a limited or a semi-limited ban. So you're allowed to have 2 copies per deck. That's going to be Viscerus. So Viscerus, if you guys did not know, 4 attack, 2 defense. With every other Viscerus on the field, it gets +1 attack. And then when it destroys an Elestral in battle, you can search your deck for another Viscerus and play it in defense position. Very good searcher, easy to swarm the field, especially if you say Alter Stars. Switch the defense position Viscerus to attack mode, you're able to get all 3 out in 1 turn. That being said, that would be 3/7 attackers on the field. Kind of hard to get over, and the game's it's just over at that point. So I do see why this was semi-limited. I'm glad it wasn't fully limited, because at that point no one's going to be playing this card at all. Meta relevant, I do think so. I think this card will stay relevant for a long time. Also to say too, they said they're going to do these bans and limits in 2-month increments. So who's to say this guy come February doesn't come back to a full play set in deck. Next up, we're going to continue with Earth. We're going to go Equalinks. Equalinks has been limited to 1 per deck. This is a card that every turn can destroy the back row. No questions. Unless you got Gorgon's Gaze, or if you're trying to destroy it PTA when it's summoned, this will get rid of a back row every single turn. 4 attack, 3 defense, very good stats in Elestrals, especially for the 1 cost. Next up, the 2, when you do, you target and destroy a room. So, a lot of the decks right now, and you're going to notice every single one of these cards, except for 1, is going to be Earth and Thunder. Those are the 2 most powerful decks in Elestrals right now. So the thought process was showing off all the elements. So I get why they're doing it. I still see people keeping this in deck, though, 100%. Limited to 1, but searchable with Rummagem. So I do think you'll see more Rummagem plays, especially between this and Viscerus. I can see them getting more popular as well. Next one, and it's going to be kind of surprising, is Ferrogeist. 9 attack, 13 defense. It's a 2 lunar, 1 solar, which states that it can't be destroyed by battle, or it can't return to your opponent's hand by card effect. So Shield of Achilles does not work, and then attacking over it does not work. Special effects do. So for instance, your Veritaquas and Veritukas could get over this. Its secondary effect. As long as it's face up on the field, my opponent has to expend a spirit every time they play a card. So everything gets addition. You're going to Earthquake this, it's going to cost you 3 instead of 2. If you're going to summon Elestral, it's going to cost you 2 instead of 1. One thing about Elestrals is they play test sets ahead of time. So for instance, Moonrise is set 4, it's going to be coming out in January, late January. They're play testing, if I'm correct, I think up to set 6 right now. So this is limited now. Who's to say something else isn't on the way? Next one is going to be the ones that hurt. Arcolith. Arcolith is probably the most popular Thunder Elestral in the game right now. Able to normal cast if your opponent has 2 attack position Elestrals. And then when you do cast it, you're allowed to take 3 Thunder Spirits from your Underworld and place them anywhere on your field. So a lot of people were doing Toxion's, getting that receive effect. The aDrive receive effect. Me personally, I love playing Zeus for 1, play Arcolith, add 3 Spirits on the Zeus. Now I got a Divine that is completely loaded up, ready to go. Again, me personally, this is one of my favorite Elestrals to play, because once you play it, your opponent needs to have immediate response or they're screwed. That being said, I get why it's banned, 100%. Sad to see him limited to 1. Luckily, with Moonrise, there is a card coming out, No Stone Left Unturned, I believe it's called. Able to search golems, which is all of your lifts. So this card pretty soon will be searchable. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Earth meta looks like, because not only have we lost Spark It, we have now lost Arcolith, and then a couple more cards you're about to see here shortly. Next, Race to the Top. Has to have Mount Olympus on field to activate. You're going to target 2 Elestrals on field. Whichever one has the lowest defense does get destroyed. Cool way to play this card. I just found out this past weekend during Elestral's biggest webcam tournament ever. It doesn't have to be 1-year Elestrals. So me personally, I ran Krakatuga this past weekend. I had 2 small Tugas in defense mode. My opponent played, I think it was like Jolton, actually, to search for Mount Olympus. They played Jolton, Race to the Top, choosing both of my small Tugas. So no choice in the matter. I'm losing an Elestral. Personally, never thought of playing the card that way. Shout out to my opponent for playing it, because I had to get a judge involved. I've never seen that before. It was an amazing play. But this card's easier removal. It's a 1-cost removal. You know what I mean? Look at Resting on Your Laurels. They reduced that to 1 for the same scenario. So I do, again, Thunder casters, Thunder decks will probably still be keeping this in deck. And I see more people placing it in side deck now. They know they're going up against Thunder, draw this card, and you just wait until your opponent plays Mount Olympus. You know, you're still going to have Stadium Wars, so you can go ahead, your opponent has Mount Olympus, play this card, and then play, say, Foley Forest or Volcanic Forge, destroying that Mount Olympus. Elegic. This one hurt. And the reasoning behind it, and I completely get it, searches your Divine Runes. So, in particular, because of this past weekend, we're mainly talking about Earth and Thunder. Using either Demeter to power him up, or using Zeus to power my opponent down, this guy's basically becoming a 7 attacker. So, hard to get over at that point. That being said, Plucky, who is the defensive version, I'll put Plucky on screen right here. Same stats, just inverted, same exact effect. Search for a Divine Rune. So you can still put 3 Divine Searchers in deck, just the aggressive one you will not be using. The last 2 are going to be your Divines. Demeter and Zeus, guys. Yeah, arguably the 2 most powerful Divines in the game. I know there's an argument for Artemis, especially my boy Soren Plays. If you're listening right now, I already know what you're saying, man. Artemis is awesome. Hopefully that does not get limited in the future. But Zeus being able to power my opponent down, and Demeter being able to power my Elestrals up. Either one of these cards mixed with Race to the Top, for instance. You got Zeus, you can mix that with Cryoblast. Lower your opponent's defense by 3, Cryoblast. -2 defense. If it goes down to 0, it gets destroyed. These are 2 amazingly powerful cards. It's going to be interesting on how we see them play now. Additionally, you're going to have a card called Divine Blessing come out. Divine Healing, sorry. I butchered that one. Divine Healing, which allows you to heal 3 spirits to put on your Divine. So once Moonrise comes out, I can see people playing 2 to 3 copies of that. You're going to have your Zeus and Demeter, and then you're going to keep recycling those spirits. Me personally, that's what I plan on doing with these 2 decks. Zeus in particular, like I said, man, I'm a Thundercaster, and this hurts. But I support it. 100% makes sense. Right here, I'll go ahead, I'll put on screen the actual picture that Elestrals posted, so you guys can see the limits themselves. But this is where we're at, guys. You're able to still have 2 Viseruses. Sorry, going off screen. You're able to have 2 Viseruses, but all these guys, you're going to be down to 1 per deck. So make sure deck building, your searchers are going to become more important. Using cards like Race to the Top for destruction. Just like Earthquake and Resting on Your Laurels, you guys need to make sure save this for the opportune moment. Don't waste it. Honestly, like, save it for Ash Rabbit if my opponent's playing Arcolith. Save it for the Arcolith. Save it for the Fairgeist. Whatever. Make it count. That being said, guys, my name is Stellar Christoph. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and hope you have a stellar day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.